I used to be the woman who never said no. You needed help? I was there. You wanted more of me? I gave it. You crossed my boundaries? I smiled through it, because I thought being needed meant being loved. I thought being agreeable meant being respected. I thought if I just gave enough, if I just stayed quiet long enough, people would finally value me. But here's what they don't tell you. The more you give without limits, the more they'll take without guilt. And one day I woke up, and I didn't recognize myself. I wasn't living. I was managing, surviving, keeping the peace. I was exhausted from trying to be everything for everyone. And in all that noise, all that pleasing, all that pretending, I had gone missing. So I sat in the silence, finally, and I asked myself the question I had avoided for years. What if I just stopped? What if I stopped apologizing for having needs? What if I stopped agreeing just to avoid tension? What if I stopped saying yes when my soul was screaming no? And that one word, no, it terrified me, but it also awakened me, because saying no was the first time I ever said yes to myself. If this sounds familiar, if it hits something deep inside you, then keep watching. This video isn't just a story, it's a mirror, and maybe it's the permission you've been waiting for. From the moment we're born, they start molding us. Be a good girl. Don't be too loud. Say thank you. Smile. Make them comfortable. And so we learn. We learn to read the room before we speak. We learn to shrink ourselves in the presence of power. We learn that our value comes from how much we can give, not who we are. And the saddest part? We start to wear it like a badge of honor. She's so selfless. She never complains. She's always there for everyone. But nobody ever stops to ask, who's there for her? We're trained to become what others need. The fixer, the nurturer, the peacemaker, the overachiever, the yes woman. And we carry it into everything. Work, family, friendships, love. We apologize before we speak. We second-guess our ideas. We stay in rooms that make us feel small. We tolerate disrespect and call it patience. We hide our anger and call it maturity. Because we were taught that a woman who sets boundaries is difficult. A woman who says what she wants is too much. A woman who takes up space is intimidating. So instead, we bend. We say yes when we're exhausted. We smile when we want to scream. We forgive before we're ready. We let people back in who never deserved access in the first place. Why? Because we fear what will happen if we say no. Will they leave? Will they call us cold? Will they stop loving us? And so we stay silent. We people please. We swallow our truth until it chokes us. But deep down, there's a voice. A tiny voice, buried beneath years of performance and pretending. And that voice whispers, "What about me? What about my needs? What about my voice? What about the woman I'm supposed to become?" Let me tell you something they never taught us growing up. You are not here to be everyone's solution. You are not here to make everyone else comfortable. You are not here to disappear into someone else's expectations. You are here to live fully, honestly, and unapologetically. And that begins the moment you stop performing and start telling the truth. The truth about what hurts. The truth about what you need. The truth about what you won't tolerate anymore. It begins the moment you stop saying yes out of fear and start saying no from a place of power. You were not born to please. You were born to live fully, freely, and on your terms. And that journey, it starts with one word: no. The first time I said no, it wasn't brave, it wasn't bold, it wasn't some grand act of rebellion. It was terrifying. My heart was racing, my throat was dry, my hands were shaking, and still, I said it. No, I can't do this anymore. No, I'm not okay with that. No, I'm not staying quiet this time. It was a whisper, but it felt like a scream. Because for the first time in my life, I chose me. I said no to staying in a job that drained the life out of me. I said no to a relationship that broke me more than it built me. I said no to friendships that only called when they needed something. I said no to being the emotional dumping ground for people who never asked how I was doing. And here's what nobody tells you about your first no. You don't just lose comfort, you lose people. They don't celebrate your boundaries, they question them. They get uncomfortable, they get angry. Because when you start standing up for yourself, you stop being convenient for everyone else. But I want you to hear me now. That first no is not just a rejection, it's a declaration. It's you saying, I am no longer available for my own destruction. I will not betray myself to keep the peace. I am done giving oxygen to people who only know how to take. It's you drawing the line between the woman they expect you to be and the woman you are finally becoming. And yes, it's lonely. At first, it feels like losing, like burning bridges, like starting from scratch. But in truth, you're clearing space. Space for the right people. Space for real peace. Space for your dreams, your healing, your truth. That first no, it was messy. It was painful. It shook everything. But it also planted something inside me. Something fierce. Something sacred. I didn't know it at the time. But that was the beginning of the woman I am now. The woman who doesn't chase validation. The woman who doesn't confuse loyalty with self-sacrifice. The woman who knows her worth isn't tied to how much she endures, but how boldly she chooses herself. So if you're standing on that edge, that terrifying edge of your first no, let me be the voice that says, jump, say it, mean it, stand in it. You are allowed to disappoint others in order to not disappoint yourself. You are allowed to choose peace over approval. You are allowed to say no and not explain a damn thing. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing a woman can do is simply stop. After the no comes the silence, not peace, not freedom, not right away, just silence. The calls stop. The invitations disappear. The people who once said, "I'm always here for you," vanish. It's wild, isn't it? How fast people turn cold when you stop making yourself small for them. How quickly you've changed becomes a weapon. As if staying broken for their comfort was ever love. You'll be called selfish, difficult, dramatic, ungrateful. They'll say you're overreacting, that you've built walls, that you think you're better now, and for a moment, you might believe them. You'll stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m., asking yourself if maybe, just maybe, you were wrong. Maybe you were too harsh. Maybe you should have just said yes again. Maybe it's you who's the problem. But here's what I need you to know. You were not wrong for protecting your peace. You were not wrong for choosing your sanity over their approval. You were not wrong for finally drawing a line. They were just never prepared for the version of you that didn't need their permission to exist. Because people don't always love you. They love their access to you. They love your compliance, your silence, your constant yes. But the moment you stop serving what they expect, you stop being convenient. And when you stop being convenient, they show you who they really are. The fallout hurts, because part of you is grieving, not just the people you lost, but the version of you who needed them. But here's the truth. Losing people isn't the worst thing. Losing yourself trying to keep them, that's the real tragedy. So yes, the fallout is real. It's painful. It's lonely. But it's also a clearing, a sacred space, where you begin again, not to rebuild the same life, but to rise into the one you actually deserve. The people who walked away from your no, let them go. Because what's coming next isn't built on guilt, fear, or shrinking. What's coming next is built on truth. And that truth starts with you. For a while, it was just me. No distractions, no noise, no constant flood of other people's needs, just silence. And at first it felt like punishment, like I had burned every bridge and was left with ashes. But over time, that silence became sacred. It wasn't emptiness, it was space. Space to breathe, space to think, space to remember who I was before the world taught me to perform. And somewhere in that stillness, something beautiful began to grow. A voice, a fire, a knowing. I realized my worth was never in how much I could carry or how many people I could please. It was in the fact that I exist, that I breathe, that I am enough without earning it. The rise didn't look like a victory parade. It looked like quiet boundaries, like hitting send on a message I was once too afraid to write, like walking away without the need to explain. It looked like standing in rooms I once shrank inside of, and no longer apologizing for my presence. It looked like smiling at myself in the mirror, not because I was perfect, but because I was finally free. The rise is not about revenge. It's not about proving them wrong. It's not about becoming cold or hard or untouchable. It's about becoming so full of yourself, your truth, your values, your peace, that you stop needing their validation entirely. It's about knowing you can love people and still say no. You can be kind and still have boundaries. You can be soft and still be steel underneath. And that woman, the one who chooses herself, not once, not twice, but every damn day, that woman is dangerous because she can't be manipulated. She can't be guilt-tripped. She can't be controlled by shame. She knows her worth. She's met her darkness, and she rose from it like fire. So if you've just said your first no, if you're standing in the aftermath, wondering if it was worth it, let me be clear. It was, because you are not breaking. You are becoming. This is your rise, your reclamation, your rebirth. Let them call you too much. Let them call you cold. Let them walk away. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be whole. And wholeness starts with one sacred word: no.